the 5 best concert experiences I've had. Now I'm going to run quickly through some of my favorite concert experiences. Maybe this will be just as fun as the bad ones. This is kind of a newer artist, and that would be Four in the Strange Band. I've seen them twice. They did a banjo tour, and then they did like a sort of a full band tour, and just the interactions and the music was just a really unique sonic experience, and one that I definitely would encourage you to see anytime Four in the Strange Band is in town. Those guys are great. And now I'm going to look at my notes because I can't. This is YouTube. Buddy's over there. House is a mess. Next up, this is a recent concert as well. Everclear. This used to be one of my favorite bands back in the 90s. They did kind of fall off a bit in the early 2000s, but they are still killing it on stage. Art Alakakis and his rotating cast of characters. Oof. You can see these guys relatively cheap. You know, it was like 20, 30 bucks. And I would have paid $100 for it. It was a great night. They played all the big hits. They played a lot of old stuff, which is really amazing. They're celebrating 30 years as a band. So check out Everclear. The next really great live band that I want to talk about is Cold. This is kind of a weird situation. I tried to see this band in 2009, and I had unfortunately had to go to a funeral that day instead of attending the concert. I was able to see Cold in 2020, shortly before the world ended, and it was magical. Scooter Ward wrapped himself in his microphone cord. He like bundled into the drum set and cried through an entire song, and even broke up a fight. He said, "Hey, you know, you two guys right there, don't do this." You know, he said, "We're all trying to have a good night." He's like, "Don't mess this night up." And so he actually got the two guys to like hug and make up, and he's like, "Thank you, I love you both. Thank you for being here." And it was just so incredible. And man, I tell you, I have never cried so much as when I saw Cold in concert. It was the most emotional rock concert I've ever been to. Wow. Again, a really cheap band to see. You can see them in a small venue, and Scooter Ward has the best hairstylist in the world. Oh man, I don't know how you could top those. I felt like those were pretty hip picks, you know. Like, I don't think anybody else is putting those guys as best live bands. But hey, me, I'm hip. I'm hip. But my top two choices, I think they're pretty hip too. It was really close between these two, but coming in next is going to be The Who. I just had a feeling, and fortunately I was wrong. I thought this was their 50th anniversary tour, and I thought that this was going to be my last chance to see The Who in concert. The closest that they came to South Carolina was Kentucky. I drove for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I had to make it into an entire vacation to Kentucky, and I drove up there, and it was worth the drive. It was worth the boulders falling on the highway. Roger Daltrey still has it. Pete Townsend still has it. Their new lineup still got it. Sure, they struggle. Roger Daltrey's voice didn't hit all the notes, but there were times when he, really got there. I remember distinctly Love Reign Over Me. I thought, they're going to kind of skimp on some of these screams. No, there was no skippage. There was no scream skippage. You want to play fetch? We'll play fetch after the video. Okay. If you're still in the mood after the video, we'll play. I don't need my phone for this one. It's Green Day. Green Day are the best live band there are. I have not seen them since 2005. I tried to see them in 2016. I tried to see the Hecka Mega Tour. Things just keep happening. To me, to the world, but Green Day. Wow. The coolest thing that I'll add to this video that maybe my hands are dirty. Gosh. I work hard, gosh poop it. This is what I have to say about Green Day Live. They got the big three backing them up. They got the little three, which is Green Day. They control the crowd. They play all the songs you love. There's emotion. There's fireworks. Hitching a Ride is one of the highlights. Before I get into the main thing that's great about Green Day Live, I will never forget me and my dad and my friend standing there. We were way back at the Green Day concert. But when they're playing Hitching a Ride and you count and 1, 2, 3, and there's fire. We were way back. We were in nosebleed, and we melted. We just melted and unalived. So I can only imagine the people in front row. They're burning in heck now because they were incinerated. But the coolest thing about Green Day is that the two people that went with me, I was obsessed with Green Day. I knew every word to American Idiot. I knew every word to every Green Day song. I had everything. I had the posters, the magazines, the pictures. But the two people that went with me, they were just kind of casual. And when we left, they both said, okay, this is my dad, who's older, and then a friend of mine who was younger. They both said, hands down, best rock concert they've ever seen in their entire life. So, Green Day, The Who, and who else? Who are you? Cold, Everclear, and 4 in the Strange Band. Those are the live acts that you need to see. And I'm going to show you, I broke my kitchen chair. That is not good. Gosh, poop it.